Hello. Anyone who is listening. I'm going to talk in English because I don't want to exclude anyone. And I have friends from Sweden, friends from many places on the earth right now. And why I wanted to come on here and do a live is because there is a lot of change going on in the world. And I actually have another account that is called Our Inner Journey, but I have just started it, so I wanted to do a live here so I can reach some more people, because I feel that it's a lot of it's a lot of inner conflict, and it's a lot of breakups. It's a lot of problems with relationships. It's a lot of problem in the world. It's a lot of, and everything that just has been going on with the pandemic and all of that. It feels like humanity was like thinking, oh, now this is over with the pandemic, and then this war came along instead. And I think that and maybe it won't be over yet. This is an evolution. This is how transformation and change looks like. And yeah, it may seem very horrible if we see it with our physical eyes. But when you can see like a bigger picture of why things are happening, then you start to become more heart-centered and heart-conscious. You can see everything, even with the pandemic. That was a chance for many to go within, because many was like really bored, and you can always see everything from different perspectives. That's what I want to say. Like with the pandemic, you can see it like many people were forcing to leave jobs, but maybe they were forced to leave a job that they hated, and they got a new start for something they wanted, but they just got the push. And even with relationships, people were forced to be home every day with each other, and they weren't used to it. But maybe their relationship was shit. Maybe their relationship was really, really bad, but they could like ignore it because they were working all day at different places. But now they were together, and they saw like, oh my god, shit, this isn't working, so we have to split up. And that was a blessing in disguise, you can say. And many people who maybe have been addicted to alcohol or partying, party, they weren't allowed to go out and party. Maybe they were addicted to the social, like to be social, to be out on restaurants and having this social life, because they are very, very, very lonely, and now they have to go within and feel that loneliness. Everything has been a blessing in disguise, but we aren't used to see things that happens that feels bad. We don't see it as a blessing in disguise. We don't see it as a blessing, but it is a blessing in disguise because we don't see it. And that's why I want to talk to you about this, because now we have this thing that is going on in the world with the war, and this is also showing us something that that we don't want to repeat. This is something in history that is repeating itself. This is coming again, again, again. And I feel like this time when it's happening, people are opening their hearts more than ever before. Ever before, it feels like the world is coming together. This is a choose point actually, and also a perspective. But I see that this war is opening so many hearts for the people that are engaged with that. And like Sweden, I know Sweden are one of the countries that is like opening up their arms and welcoming the people from Ukraine. And so many people are like standing against this power struggles, or power force, or power, these dark powers, these dark times that has been like repeating itself in our history. It's so many people that is fed up with it, like, I'm done. And that is actually, it's mirroring, it's reflecting our own lives as well. You can see it if you see it as a metaphor. We often have a war inside with ourselves and in our relationships. It's always this power struggle between one another. Who is right? Who is wrong? I am like this, you are like that, and you are wrong, I am right. We are going against each other all the time. And it was the same with the pandemic and all these vaccinated people and unvaccinated people. It was a tug of war. We're going against each other. And that's not what we want, actually. If you open your heart, then why should we even bother what anyone else likes or dislikes, if it doesn't really what I want to say is we don't have to engage in it so much, but we can open our hearts instead. And like so many, like, do what you feel called to do. If you feel called to help some people from Ukraine that's coming in here right now, help them. Like, do you want to give money? Then do it. Do you want to help with room, shelter, food? Maybe you have some old clothes at home that you want to give out. Do that. Like, start focusing on the helping aspect, like the heart-centered aspect that wants to help. Because a lot of people, I think, is like, they're going in this this downward spiral, like this dark spiral of maybe watching the news too much. And I don't say that you shouldn't watch if you don't want to. I don't watch it, but the news are like coming to me. I always get to know what I need to know, and then I let it go. But many are like really engaging in this dark spiral and getting swept away by that reality too much. They're like they're forgetting how the life like around them. And I think that it's very easy to go down that path, and it's very easy to not be forgiving the past, and forgiving old like things that happens to us, because it often feels like it's happening to us, but it's all chance for us to change. And I know it's so easy to talk about like this stuff of change, but change is actually pretty painful, and it's maybe something you have to repeat, and maybe you have to do it over and over again. Maybe you have to face the same problems or issues in your life until you realize one day, aha, I have to change my patterns, or I have to change my beliefs, I have to change my worldview. But that can take a whole lifetime. But yeah, I think it's important to start opening our eyes and opening our heart to stop blaming each other and come together instead. And you don't even have to be like friends with each other if you don't like each other, but be forgiving. Like, just let it go. You don't have to be with people you don't want to be with. You don't have to be with people who don't make you feel good. You don't have to be with people who leave you over and over and over and over again. You don't have to do that. Like, stop making some boundaries for yourself. And as I said, this pandemic was it was a turning point for many people. As so many people, now I was starting to talk in Swedish, but so many people was turning their life around, are turning their life around these times, like from 2020 and until now and forward. I think the change is just going to unraveling or reveal itself for every individual and for the world. But my life has really changed since 2020 began, and in a better way, in a really good way. But I still have my issues that I'm going through, and I'm not healed. I'm still learning life lessons and what I need to change and what I need to learn, and behaviors and patterns and things that it's not doing anything for me anymore. But maybe it does, but I don't see it. Maybe I don't want to see it. But as I was saying, it's a lot of change, and I wanted to come here and just talk with you about all these changes, because we are experiencing life very different. And I think we have to be open, or be willing to be open to see other people's opinions and without judging them. Because I think that we will always, like for always and always maybe, have different opinions. And like, I don't think that's never gonna change. But we don't have to fight about having different opinions. That's not really necessary, actually. I have learned to listen to someone. They can even judge me, and I just look at them and just like, okay, but that's their experience. Doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be my view of the world, but it can be my wound. If I'm triggered by someone, actually it's something. It's a wound in within me. And I think that so many are experiencing this right now, like being triggered because it's a full moon, and often we are like these deeper emotions, that deeper unconsciousness is often drawn out of us, even when we don't want it. Because I have felt like these last days that my shadow self, like my own limiting beliefs and my these unconscious feelings are things that I felt that I have healed. They were coming back again, and it's so annoying. It's so exhausting to go over this again and again and again and again. But sometimes when we heal, when we have something deep buried down that we need to heal, or that we are healing, it can take many times for us to heal. And we have to be nice to ourselves when we go through it. Be compassionate, be open-hearted, even to the people that is maybe angry at you. Maybe they are screaming, yelling at you. They are... often this anger is it's an unhealed wound, and it's a way of not wanting to feel the pain. So remember that when you are feeling judged for being angry, that you have an unhealed wound, and it's okay to be out lashing sometimes, but it's also okay to say I'm sorry. Like, it's very okay. And as I said, change is actually pretty painful, but yeah, I think we have to be forgiving ourselves. And yeah, what more do I feel? I feel that I totally rule, but also that I have felt, because I'm feeling a lot of energy, and I try to like unpack that feeling, and I have felt like it's a lot of change going on, a lot of transformational energies, and transformational energies is often really, it's a lot of upheaval. They can stir up the pot a lot. But within this dark changes, transformational energies, it's coming something good after it. It's always coming something good after it. And I have experienced it. I'm a living proof that when I'm going through these really dark times, if I just hold on, not to the pain, but if I hold on like to my beliefs of it's going to be better, it's always getting better. It's always getting brighter. But sometimes we can't bypass the pain. We have to go through it. We have to feel it. And I think that's the hardest part with this human journey and with this life, like that we have to feel pain. But that's a truth I have to be acknowledging for myself. I have always felt like a victim to my circumstances, but today I know I am not. But maybe I still feel like a victim sometimes when something happens, but that's okay. It's okay. But it feels so much better when you feel that you have a choice of your own, and that you are in charge, or kind of in charge of your life. Like, if I want to go after a dream I have, then it's so possible. Like, I can't even say to myself that it's not possible. Everything is possible, and I think it's so important to believe that, to open up to this bigger aspect of ourselves. Like, I don't know what you want to call it, universe, the spirits, the something. There's so many people are not believing in anything, and I don't judge that, because I didn't believe in anything. I was an atheist back in the days. I didn't believe in anything, so I don't judge that. But today I have experienced so much, so I can't say I'm not a believer anymore. I would lie to myself if I said I believed in nothing. Because today I have connection with the spirit realm. I have connection with my guides. Because we all have guides. Just that is, just open up to that belief is a new way of thinking, a new way of living, actually. And I feel very comfortable with that truth, with my truth today. I don't judge myself. Maybe people would think I am weird, so be it. I don't care. But that is making me feel good, and I feel safe in the world with everything that I am going on and I am experiencing and what I am seeing in the world. And change is inevitable, and the more we resist it, the more pain we get. And that's actually a truth. So, and sometimes life has to get really, really hard until we get it. Sometimes life has to be like when my life started to change, I was at the bottom of a dark, dark, dark hole. But that was also when my life turned around, because I was like, it can't get any more worse than this. And it didn't, actually. I just released that feeling of depression, and I was just lifted. I was like accepting my statement of being depressed or being in a dark place. And when I accepted that and just loved myself for it, it just disappeared. And that was really nice, actually. And now life has changed in so many ways. I have a lovely family, and I love them so much. But that doesn't make that change is not coming from me. Like, I'm changing every day. Kids are really a good transformational point, because they make you change a lot, and they make you see what you have to work with. Oh, I have been I have so much unworthiness. I have lived through a lot of unworthiness in my life. So many experiences of unworthiness. And being a mom has really stirring up all this unworthiness emotion, and I am not enough. Now I know I am enough, but that was pretty hard to face and to feel. And I can hear that my family is awake now, so maybe I should wrap this up. But start to be more conscious of where you are in your energy. Are you a lot up in your head? Start to think your way out of life, think your way out of problem. Then you need to start to go down in the heart, to feel more, feel the joy, feel the happiness, feel the pain, feel the emotions. We are so afraid of feeling and being vulnerable. But that has to change, I think. Be vulnerable, be heart opened, because so many people are wanting or needing to heal their heart. It's so many wounds there. We have so many heartaches stored in our bodies and in our heart. And the more heart opened you are towards yourself and towards others, you will see that your heart will expand towards the whole world and whole humanity. And then you don't engage with the darkness as much when your heart opened. You can still see it, but you know that I don't want it to give the energy that I'm not deserving anymore. So I leave it at the door. I leave the darkness. I say bye-bye. I'm being heart open now. And your life will change, actually, because we have to be the change to see the change in the world. And that's a big truth. The more you change yourself, we can't just blame the world for everything that it's going through, because we have our own wounds to tend to. We have our own patterns and things we do. We are judging each other. We are judging people. We are judging ourselves for what we do and what we have and say and everything. So start with yourself and start being conscious of how you are talking about people and towards or to people. Because when we are fighting each other and when we are saying stuff that we don't want, that's an aspect that wants to be healed. So start being a little bit more conscious of who you are and who you want to be in the world. What is your truth? Like, what is your true energy? And when something doesn't feel good in you, that is not really your truth. That's not the part of you that is whole. And I feel like I can go on for days and days with talking. So I will leave it now, I think. Or maybe it was something else. No, the change is starting with ourselves, and enjoy life as much as possible, and be forgiving, and speak your truth, set boundaries, and start see yourself as a loving human, a worthy human, and that you are enough, you have enough, and that you do enough. Yeah, I think that's enough for today. So enjoy your day or weekend. I love you. I see you. I hear you. And you are perfect in any way. And start giving your heart to anyone who needs it. Bye.